my name's Blue.
And I'm Chris.
We teach the Creative Media Diploma at Callyworth College.
So you probably signed up and have some rough idea of what the course is involved, but we're going to talk you through the course content for the first year so you know what to expect when you arrive.
In the first year, you can expect to learn a range of different techniques, from photography to filming to magazine design, a bit of graphics and a little bit of interactive stuff as well. And at the end of the year, you have a final major project where you can choose to do anything you like, and we'll support you through that project, and that's what you hand in at the end of the year to get your final grade for your first year.
So the course is the most practical thing that you can do at this stage. I've taught across a number of media diplomas, and by far this is the most substantial in terms of hands-on camera work and practical content. So what we work with in terms of the college editing and all the background systems are industry level applications, so we're using the full Adobe suite.
On the second year of the course, we focus more on media theories, but these are interpreted in a practical way, and you will have the opportunity to make a range of different products again, things like documentaries, short films, and work in larger groups, producing things as a whole class sometimes. And again, at the end of the year, you have a final major project of your choosing. It can be anything that you like. Again, we'll support you through that, and then that culminates in making your grade for that year.
At the end of the course, you'll come out with UCAS points that are equivalent to a 3 A-level program. So in terms of accessing university and going on to higher education, exactly the same as if you've done an A-level course. The difference will be in terms of what your experience is. So hands-on, you'll have more practical experience for certain courses.
We have students that go on to study a range of different subjects at university and higher education, from media studies, media production, but also things like teacher training, or some go into foundation years to move into a completely different direction. I think a lot of people are worried that by studying a diploma that takes up your entire timetable, that you might be limiting your options as to what you go to do after college. But the reality is that most universities are just looking for UCAS points, which is grades. And the better grade you get, the more UCAS points that you have, and therefore more options available to you in terms of what you're able to go on to study. And therefore, if you know that media is something that you're going to enjoy, that's going to motivate you, and that you're therefore going to get a better grade in, it might be a better option for you than studying 3 A-levels, one of which is media, and 2 others that you're potentially not as keen on, if you're going to come out with worse grades, therefore have less UCAS points. So think about it in terms of what you enjoy, what motivates you, and what you are going to want to produce work for. Because if you enjoy your subject, it's not as hard to produce as much work for it.
The advantage here is that if you get a distinction on our course, so it's graded pass merit distinction, if you get a distinction, it's equivalent to 3 A stars at A-level. It's the absolute maximum number of UCAS points that you could get for a further education program. In terms of the range of content that we cover, I know there's a concern that if you're studying one thing, it may limit your options. In reality, if you know you want to be in the media, but you don't know what, the course is perfect. We cover photography, journalism, editing, video production, audio production. There's a whole range, and there are so many jobs in the media. It is the biggest sector in our country in terms of employment. So it sets you off on a really good career trajectory. Obviously, of course, the alternative, and we've had students in the past that have gone straight from our course into self-employment. You don't have to go to university. And it's entirely possible to take the skills you've learned here and immediately go out 18 years old and start making money with a camera and start doing this professionally.
So the course is moderated by University of the Arts London, which is not your standard EDUCAS or AQA examination board. It's actually a university in London that run their own university degrees in creative courses. And as such, the course is designed in a way that is really flexible, and it allows us to interpret briefs in different ways using our specialisms so that we can kind of pass on our skills. It also means that there's a really broad range of skills, but it means that you're embedding your academics. So you do have to still write essays, do research, understand the fundamentals of media theory. But those things, you know, whilst we're still writing essays and we're still doing academic writing, you're also showing your understanding of that subject through production, through what you make. And so there's different ways of achieving those marks. So if you're not someone who traditionally enjoys kind of academic study, or you're not an exam person, there's no exam on this course, you will have to do some essays and stuff, but you can bolster those marks by showing your understanding of that topic later on in production as well. So if that's something that is not your forte, you can kind of mix and match it with some practical work in this course, which I think is why people enjoy the course so much.
The course is really varied in terms of content, like Blue was saying. It's really, really hands-on. Ultimately, I think for me at least, I wish this course existed when I did my A-levels. The course is really, really, really fun. And as a kid, this is by far the most hands-on thing that you can do at this age. You'll get experience working in terms of group projects, so small group projects, shooting scenes, making videos, making music videos. You get to work on large group projects. You'll be working as an entire cohort, like a short film crew, or everybody's given hands-on real-life film crew role. We work together to produce something that gets submitted to film festivals around the world. You have the chance to do some autonomous working. You'll go out, you'll produce documentaries. You can do things working solo. Whatever your style of working is, the course can be built around that. So we can do projects and do things that are catered both to your interests and the way you like to learn and the way you like to work practically. So it's really, really flexible. It's one of those things, the 2 years goes very, very fast. It's full time. You're all in a room with each other an awful lot. You'll get to know each other really, really well. It's a close-knit group. You get to know us really well. You get to know each other really well.
Generally, we're a really well-resourced department. We are very spoilt with the amount of kit that we have. We have a lovely dedicated studio with backdrops and lights and all sorts of different things. And we also have a kit store where we have loads of different cameras and audio recording equipment and things like that, which are there for you to borrow and for you to use, not just for college projects, but also for personal use. And lots of students on our course will borrow kit to go and create things for themselves, but also sometimes for paid work as well, whilst they're at college still. So it's a really valuable resource, and we want you to take advantage of that and to make use of it, because the more you practice, the better you'll be. And it's something that not every college could probably boast that they have. So we're very proud of that, and it's really important part of what we have here.
I think one of the key benefits about further education in a college like this is that the staff are actually trained and have a background specifically in terms of education and experience for the sector they're teaching. There's nobody moving across from other subjects just to cover things. So myself, I have a film degree and I work as a freelance videographer and editor and produce things practically in my free time. And I know for your background as well, Blue.
Yeah, and my degree is actually in photography, but I worked as a freelance photographer for several years after university, mostly shooting weddings and a few other commercial sort of things like that as well, both here and in London. But since moving back down here, I've sort of taught more and more media and moved more into media teaching. So we both have a background where we understand, we don't just have degrees in the subjects, we also understand how they practically work in the industry, and therefore we're not just giving you lessons in how to use kit, we're applying that in a way that then would translate if you went on to get a job. We're trying to teach you in a way that would be useful if you then actually went and worked in the industry afterwards. So not just gearing you up for university, not just getting you a qualification, but preparing you for some real life experience that might come to you sooner rather than later.
Our PTL, Lindsay, also has a background. She was a journalist for a very, very long time. Elaine is another lecturer on the course. She has a background in photography and art. And Jason, who also teaches on the course, has a background in animation, special effects, and games design. So there's a whole range of various skills that you can access from us, and you can ask us questions beyond the normal things relating to a course. If you're interested in a career in these things, you can also use us as a resource just generally for the knowledge in terms of how to get started. Entry requirements of 4 4s at GCSE. That includes a 4 in English or maths. You don't need both, but you need at least one of them, and that can be English language or literature. It's worth knowing that it's the same with any further education establishment. If you arrive and you've missed one of those, if you didn't get a 4 in English or maths, you will be required to continue that course with another GCSE to retake that for the duration of the college, for as long as it takes for you to pass it. So ideally, make sure you get both of those before you arrive.
Yep, and if you want to find out any more information about the course, or you have any questions that you feel like you need answering, come along to an open day, or feel free to contact Chris or I via the college email.
Great. Thanks very much. We hope to see you in September.